Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. I am Lucy Woodward. I'm the Sales Director at DiCAN, and we're excited to have you join us. Also joining us from DiCAN are Mike Shershenko, co-founder and technical director of DiCAN, and Steve Boss, who's our product and technical manager. Mike brings over 20 years of innovation in fleet safety, and Steve leads the charge in delivering practical field-ready solutions. Together, they're here to share insights and answer questions about our own products. So this is going to be a very informal type of webinar today. We really want you to be able to ask any questions you have on anything about DiCAN, about our products that we both manufacture or represent. And so if you want to ask questions, you can either raise your hand and we'll unmute you. Courtney's going to be our helper today, just helping us keep track of, letting you go off of mute. So that's one way you can ask questions, or you can just put something in the chat or Q&A and we can read the questions for you if you'd rather not speak. So with that, I also want to say this is being recorded. We are going to share it with the people who signed up for the webinar so that they can review it after. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Steve and to Mike for them to just do a quick intro, and then please go ahead and ask any of your questions.
All right. Thank you, Lucy. Mike Shershenko. I'm the one of the managing partners here at DiCAN, and come from a strong technical background over the years. Worked in General Motors and maintenance and electrical engineering for almost 20 years, and then diversified and was involved in starting this company with a few other partners. And formal education, actually an industrial maintenance electrician by trade, but have taken 4 years of fluid power technology, more so in air fluid power, hydraulics, etc., a little bit of electronics background. So that allowed me to understand the public works sector requirements. A little bit about my background is my dad actually worked for 43 years in public works for City of Oshawa, and then when it went regional, he finished up with Durham Region, so a total of 43 years. So well versed in the public sector. And just a sidebar, I remember when Dad would operate the wing plow, he'd be gone for 2 days. Back in those days, of course, you wouldn't hear about that now. But I'm looking forward to any questions, and I'm sure with our team, we'll be able to answer them for you. I'll pass it on to Steve.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. I'm Steve Boss, technical product manager here at DiCAN. My background, I'm a licensed automotive mechanic. In another life, we did a lot of heavy truck equipment where I served my apprenticeship and finished off. And then I've actually been with DiCAN 14 plus years as their roads installer. Now have raised up a number of technicians here for DiCAN. I'm their main trainer and look after a lot of the product, and as you say, a lot of different solutions. Have a lot of experience in the public works, working with mechanics and fleet managers, finding out what things work, what sensors, and how to best use these technologies to harness to make life easier for everyone, efficient, and love working with people like that. So thanks, happy to be here.
Perfect. So now's the time you can ask questions. I'm going to start with one right now. And I'm not sure, Mike, if you would want to take this one. What types of vehicles will the Plow Pilot work with? And maybe just a quick explanation, like really quick, of what Plow Pilot is for those who might not know. Oh, sorry, Mike, you're muted.
Sorry, I did that. My apologies. Plow Pilot is actually a family of products, actually 4 of them now, that provides a in-cab solution for monitoring and reporting to AVL device, plow and wing blade positions. It can be extended to belly blade or a mow blade, tow plow, magna wings, etc. So we have the technology to do that for air over hydraulic systems, electric over hydraulic, which would be your front blade on, say, perhaps a an F-250 or Ram, etc., where it's a Western Arctic Boss blade that is electric over hydraulics. And we have recently developed and now manufacture and supply and install our new PWM module. So for the joystick controls of your blades, we have the PWM module that actually reads the PWM signal from the CAN bus, which gets converted to PWM, and we report that as a positive voltage. This particular module is actually programmable. It is Wi-Fi. You initiate the Wi-Fi, and through a user interface, you can actually program your blade positions up and down literally from the driver's seat of the truck. I won't go into any of the details. Steve might want to do that if requested. If somebody needs a little bit more technical information, then Steve can certainly provide that.
What type of vehicles, like if I was to say I have this type of vehicle, how do you know where Plow Pilot fits in? Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, if your plow truck has air over hydraulic controls, in other words, between the two seats, there's the paddles, what I call the paddles or the pneumatic levers. We take that pneumatic trigger directly from what the operator does and convert it to a reasonably intelligent electrical output that goes as an input to the GPS IO harness. That threshold of where you report up and down and up on the front blade, the wing blade, toe blade, etc., that is adjustable within the module for air over hydraulic systems. With the new PWM system, that's as simple as having that user interface open on your phone, the driver's seat of the truck, and you bring the blade up and you can set those positions, because where you set it on a plow truck in Thunder Bay is totally different than where you would set that blade position for, say, City of Toronto or City of Kingston, et cetera, based on the requirements and the type of plow truck it is. Single axle for small county roads, perhaps, or a triaxle that's pulling a tow plow will have different settings for reporting your blade positions.
Perfect, thank you. Steve, how about you take this one? Do you have to take the Plow Pilot off at the end of the season?
Oh, great question. No, the Plow Pilot is, like Mike said, an in-cab solution. All the different models of it are for that, whether you're electric or electronic, like a joystick, or pneumatic, it's all in-cab. That's actually why we developed this solution, because currently for any other plow sensors and things like that, you're working with an external sensor, a proc sensor, pressure switch, things like that, which, again, from experience and listening to our customers, like it's a nuisance to constantly maintain them, keep them, repair them. This is a solution. It's kind of, once you install it, you're done, you're ready to go. And so we love this product that way.
If I can just add to that,
yep.
Lucy, if I can just add to that as well, very important is that the device is transferable. There is a 6-pin Deutsch connector that can be disconnected, and whether you leave the extension harness in the truck, and we of course supply a replacement, and it is transferable from one truck. So when the truck is obsoleted 8, 9, 10 years later, simply remove the module, disconnect the power, take the harness if you can, and reinstall it in your new truck. So it is a transferable device.
Perfect. There is kind of a follow-up question here, and I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation of this word. So Mike or Steve, whichever one of you wants to take this and correct my pronunciation, please feel free. But the question is, we have Deutz tractors, not plow trucks. Would it work on them? We have snow blowers at the back of the tractors. Who wants
Steve,
to take
do you
that?
want to take that?
Deutz tractors, I guess. I'm thinking, I'm not sure if I worked on exactly a Deutz type of tractor, but typically tractors in general, we would use unfortunately, depending on how they're controlled, and it really does depend on what they're controlled. So a lot of the like John Deere's and other brands are direct hydraulics. So you have a lever that's literally going to a hydraulic valve, and there's no in-between sensors, no slave and master here. So the Plow Pilot works where there's a slave and master system happening, where the slave is pneumatic or electronic, and it's controlling a hydraulic valve. Tractors, sometimes you are just stuck going to the rudimentary ways of getting a plow signal, like a pressure switch or a proximity sensor. But I'm going to look up that the Deutz tractor and get a visual on what that kind of is.
Yeah, perfect. And we're happy to reach out. You know, when you get this email follow-up, if you have questions to follow up with us, we're always happy to answer those individual specific questions as well. So thank you. Another question, I'm actually just going to take a second and share just this picture. These are some of our products that we manufacture ourselves. So the next question, we have been talking about the Plow Pilot, which is our smart plow sensing technology. We also have the Good to Go. So the next question is about the Good to Go. And I don't know, Steve, if you want to take this, or Mike, but where do you typically mount the Good to Go, and how, I guess a little bit of how it works would kind of tie in line with where you mount it.
Okay. The Good to Go is just that. It is it's typically used as a box up, body up warning system. If the box is up within 3-4 inches, then this device that is mounted inside the cab and typically in view of the operator. So if you can picture even a Freightliner where the ashtray is, the holes on the Good to Go line up with the 2 holes for that ashtray. Not supposed to smoke in the truck, so that we remove that ashtray and mount the Good to Go there. So somewhere on the face where it's visible, the audible alert, it is a visual and audible alert system. The buzzer that you see on the front of the module is actually 95 decibels at basically 1 inch away. That's the maximum threshold that we can provide in this type of system in cab. And it is a warning system where we use magnetic switches that cannot be tampered with. So it's not a proximity sensor or a hydraulic pressure switch that is providing the sensing means. It is a magnetic switch that is contactless. So I use the word drive-by. When the box comes down, the mag switch is actually, when the body is down, it's beside it, and there's an 1.5 inch play, what I call forgiveness, so that you can minimize false triggers. If you're going over a bump or a very uneven gravel pit, etc., or roadway, then you're not getting a lot of these false triggers. It is, again, as I say, an in-cab solution. And the new Good to Go Elite module that we just recently developed has the WV2 version, which is Wi-Fi based, very much like our new Plow Pilot PWM module. It is programmable, again, with a user interface. It's not an app on your phone that you pay a monthly fee. It's just you log in, user ID, and you can set the parameters of the Good to Go Elite. If you're shouldering and you need to maintain a speed of 10 or 12 kilometers an hour, anything above that, then the alerts will go off if the driver exits the shouldering operations and exceeds that speed. You can set the momentary mute anywhere from 1 second to 120 seconds or 2 minutes. That means that while the truck is moving and underneath the speed threshold, that alarm is not audibly heard. The LED lights on top of the Good to Go are flashing visually so the driver can see, as well as the 4-inch DOT LED dash light that's mounted to alert the driver that, yes, I'm still driving. Yes, I'm shouldering. Yes, I'm putting material down, and I realize my box is up. And again, it's a warning system that in case the driver, the operator, leaves the operation after he's completed dumping the load and exceeds that preset speed that is programmable, then all the alerts are going off, even output triggers to literally energize the air horns on top exterior of the truck to warn outside construction crews and work crews that, hey, Mike just took off from the roadway, exceeded the speed, and his box is up. So that's how that device works. And we have 3 versions of that. We have the Good to Go Basic, single mag, good to go basic, double mag switch for those customers that run a pub trailer, and the good to go Elite WV2, which is double mag switch assembly, but is totally programmable and speed based and does connect to the CAN within specific trucks, Peterbilt, Freightliner, Navistar, et cetera, et cetera.
Thanks, Mike. So for the good to go again, is it a difficult installation process? And how do you install? I guess is maybe another way to phrase that. Steve, do you want to take that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Installing a good to go is pretty straightforward. You just need to identify where we're going to put the module itself for the operator. There's a few other extra attachments available for it, like an additional red LED light that we could put on the dash should the module not be in their peripherals or direct view. Then we just need to, after we decide, but same with, there's an additional like momentary mute button that we use to, if the box needs to be up for shouldering or whatever, and we don't want the operator to be used to ignoring it, there's a mute button that they can use for regular operation. That should be within reach of the operator. So just identifying where that's going to be is first. And then secondly, the actual mag switch assembly that we'll be putting on the box and body. So there's a couple variables just to watch out for is obviously it's a non-contact switch. So we need to have space in which the magnet and the switch are not touching each other. The closer you are to the front of the box, it's certainly more sensitive, obviously, because as the box raises, it'll break contact of that switch. However, what we do sometimes find is that if it's a massive, like a triaxle truck or a pub trailer, there can be a lot of twisting and movement in the frame of that and the box. So if you get it that close at the front, that also causes potential for striking. So we would recommend moving the magnet a little bit further down the body, where maybe the signal will break after maybe 6 inches of being raised in the box instead of right 1 inch. But you eliminate any harm for that damage. So just being aware of that. And then it's just a matter of running a cable and 12-volt ignition to connect it. And in the case of the Elite model, which we get the vehicle speed from, there's a plug-and-play harness that we supply for all the different manufacturers of heavy truck that gets the CAN bus signal to read the vehicle speed.
The other option here is that's available for the good to go basic and basic double is the park brake switch kit. In other words, if the box is up and the brake is applied, the lights will be flashing, but the audible alert is muted. And that's because the truck isn't going anywhere. The operator could be washing out the bed of the box, etc., maintenance being done, and so on. But as soon as that park brake is released and that box is up 2-3 inches or obviously higher, then all the alerts are triggered. That is automatic on the Elite because when you tie into the CAN bus of the truck, then that is read right off the data stream that the park brake is on or the park brake is off, and the microprocessor in the Elite reads that and says, oh, I see you on or I see you off.
Thanks, Mike. And then I just want to ask a question about the third product that's showing on here, the Guardian. I think a lot of our clients are familiar with the road and air temperature sensor, but in the Guardian, we have an additional sensor as well. Mike, do you want to just explain a little bit about what that is and what that does?
Yes, thanks, Luz. We're very excited about this product because it provides so much additional information for fleets, for operations, etc. And it was a number of major cities in Ontario here that have requested this over the last number of years. Can you create a humidity and dew point sensor? We have air and road, but when you combine those other two parameters, humidity and dew point, then you can virtually predict freezing rain, black ice, potential of snow, sleet, fog, etc. And this is very valuable information. And I'm kind of using this word as you have a geofence, but now you have an envirofence. So an environmental window where these 4 parameters, air, road, humidity, and dew point, are within this window, then you can very, very possibly and potentially predict what's coming. You've got the advantage of having the resources of Environment Canada and the weather, ARWA stations, etc. But this provides operations with very concentrated, discrete information because for us, as we know here in Ontario, the 407 across the span of it, right to the 35-115, has 5 different climate zones. It could be snowing at 427 and 401, and it could be sunny down in Hamilton. I have personally experienced that. So having the knowledge or the reporting of the air, road, humidity, and dew point, and I use the term when you hit those sweet spots, then you can be very reasonably accurate, not completely accurate, on predicting what's going to happen as far as potentially adverse weather conditions, and very important over bridges. We all have seen bridge ices before roadway. Well, at what point, and at what point should I have operations go out and put material down? How soon, etc. So this helps you to be more efficient in your winter operations to as part of your risk management program. Steve, I don't know if you want to add a little bit more to that, but.
Yeah, sorry. If you have anything else to add, Steve, otherwise I do have a next question.
Okay.
Okay, well, no, it's just it is an additional sensor. So we started off with the road and air temperature sensor only, and then we've added this one in addition to it. And it's all plug and play with the system. So even if you only have the first sensor, it's an easy attachment to add that second one you see on the photo on the side. And it works with the same display. It also works and integrates with GeoTab with the same RS-230 interface module.
Awesome, thank you. What is DiCAN's warranty on these products?
Okay. The warranty are typically our installation, not typically, our installation warranty is for a period of 1 year if a DiCAN tech installers are doing it. And the warranty on the product is 2 years for the air, road, and the humidity dew point sensor.
Perfect. Thank you. So I'm going to stop sharing that picture. We had a couple other questions about cameras. Now, cameras is a whole other topic. So I don't know if I don't want to get into another. I think we maybe should set up another meeting for cameras and kind of just maybe do a little bit of demonstration, because we have cameras that help people with, the operators, visual blind spots, as well as recording, as well as connected into the cloud. So I think we will offer another webinar just about cameras. I did see another question come in, so I'm going to read that. But just for anyone who did have camera questions, we will postpone that because, like I said, that's going to take us down a long road of other things. So we'll kind of keep it short on that. We do have a question asking if can our own technicians get certified? So I don't know, Steve, Mike, who wants to take that question?
Steve, I'll let you. I believe that came from Mike Core. Mike, thanks for that question. Absolutely, all our as far as GeoTab certification for public works, that is available. It's a number of exams, tests, seminars that are required to become certified. All our technicians, even new technicians, have to become GeoTab Public Works certified to install any of these products. Steve, do you have anything to add to that as far as the certification goes?
As far as the GeoTab certification, that is the case. And then as far as any certification to install our products, there's no full requirement to install them. We have in-depth diagrams and guides on how to install any one of these. We also offer full support. You give us a call, you get a hold of me even directly, no problem. Walk you through your technicians on what they need to do. And for that, we often, a lot of times, even when our guys go do an installation, there's always sometimes requested like, hey, can you show our guys and train our guys on how to do that? We're very open to supporting our customers that way.
Yeah, so if I'm able to hear and rephrase for our products, we don't have an official certification process, but we are able to offer either co-training on site with clients, and we would speak to you about what that looks like, or we would ensure that you have all the training materials that are required. Is that correct? Okay, awesome. All right. I think I know that this webinar, once we finish it up, it's going to automatically, I see you're going to say something else, Mike. Did you want to add anything?
Just support from our vendors and suppliers. Specifically, Mike, I know we had the conversation about lasers and setup and so on. Tremendous support from the actual manufacturer, laser line, if and when required, and any of our suppliers, manufacturers that provide product for us. In a number of cases, even on-site support with our own techs if we come into an issue. So we're very happy to facilitate that and to make sure that our products function and are reliable.
Thank you.
Lucy.
No, thank you. So just we're going to wrap up our webinar if there aren't any more questions. The recording is going to go out automatically, but what we'll also do is we'll send out an email as a follow-up. And if you would like to book any specific time for training, to your point about installers or anything else, we'll put Steve's contact in there. You can reach out to him to speak to him about that. We'll also include some information about the 3 products we kind of touched on, just so you have that in case you had, if these were new things that you weren't aware of. And you can always reach out to any of us here to speak about our products more, learn more. But we look forward to our next webinar, which is going to be in September. We'll be inviting you all, and please feel free to reach out at any time. Thank you so much for your time today, Steve and Mike, and everyone attending. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, everyone.